Jnanakosha Vedas Atharvana Veda by pact.
ओम गणानान्त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपवज्रवत्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणान् ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः
Atharvana Veda based Upanishad, Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Upanishad. It deals with the discussion between sage Narada and God on who is a Paramahamsa, sannyasi at an advanced stage, and methods to identify him. Om, O Devas, may we hear with our ears what is auspicious, may we see with our eyes what is auspicious, O ye worthy of worship, may we enjoy the term of life allotted by the Devas. Praising them with our body and limbs study, may the glorious Indra bless us, may the all-knowing Sun bless us, may Garuda, the thunderbolt for evil, bless us. May Brihaspati grant us well-being. Om, let there be peace in me. Let there be peace in my environment. Let there be peace in the forces that act on me. Now then the god Brahma, approaching his father, Adinarayana, the supreme being and paying obeisance, asked of him, Lord, from your mouth all things pertaining to the nature of castes and orders have been heard, known and grasped. Now I wish to know the characteristics of the Paramahamsa, mendicant monk, who is entitled to renunciation. What are the characteristics of a mendicant monk? Who is Paramahamsa monk? How is his mendicancy? Pray expound to me all this. The Lord Adinarayana then replied, the person entitled to renunciation is the wise one who has undergone the difficult course of learning the sacred laws from a good preceptor, has understood all the excursion necessary for happiness in this world and the next, has understood the need to discard as vomit the three primary desires, the three primary inclinations, regard for the body, meanness and egotism, has completed studentship in celibacy, which is the means to reach the path of liberation, and has become a householder. From the stage of householder he shall become a forest dweller, vanaprastha, and then renounce worldly life. Or alternately he may renounce from the stage of a celibate student, or from the stage of a householder or a forest dweller. Or whether or not he is an observer of oaths, has completed his course of study, has discontinued his fire ritual, or does not maintain the sacred fire, he shall renounce that very day on which he has become delusioned with the world. Thus, discontent with all worldly affairs, whether as a celibate student, householder, or forest dweller, he shall get the approval of his father, mother, wife, close kinsmen, and in the absence of these, of a disciple or a fellow lodger, and then renounce the world. Some lawgivers prescribe the sacrifice called Prajapatya, of which the god Brahma is the presiding deity, prior to a twice-born embracing renunciation. But though thus prescribed, he may not do so. He shall only perform the sacrifice, Agneya, whose presiding deity is Agni, the god of fire. For Agni is the vital breath, prana. Thereby he does strengthens the vital breath. Then he shall perform the Tridattavidya sacrifice, whose presiding deity is the god Indra. By this sacrifice, the three vital fluids, namely the Sattva, semen, Rajasva, blood, and Tamas, the dark one, become strong like fire. Having performed the sacrifice in the prescribed manner, he shall smell the holy fire, reciting the following mantra. O fire, this vital breath is your source. As you are born at the proper time of the year, you put on effulgence, knowing him, the Atman, your ultimate source. May you merge with the prana, your source. May you increase our wealth of transcendent knowledge. So reciting the mantra, he shall smell the fire, This is the source of fire, the vital air. May you go to the prana, may you go to your source, Swaha. Thus alone the mantra says. Having procured the holy fire from the house of a well-versed Vedic scholar, he shall smell the holy fire in the manner described previously. If he is afflicted or does not get the holy fire, he shall offer the oblations in the water. For water is all the gods, reciting, I offer the oblations to all gods, Swaha. He shall tender the oblation and picking up the offered oblation which is mixed with ghee, he shall eat this as it is beneficial. In the case of Kshatriyas and others not entitled to renunciation, the rule is that they may seek liberation. In the path of the brave, or fast unto death as a discipline, or enter into water to rise no more, or enter fire, or undertake the great journey in which they collapse by exhaustion. If he were afflicted, he may renounce mentally or by speech. This is the path of their renunciation. A healthy person, if desiring to renounce the world in the due order, shall perform the Shraddha ceremony unto himself and the fire ritual of ridding himself of passions. He shall infuse the ritual fire to be symbolically present in his person, his proficiency in the affairs of the world and Vedic learning, as well as the 14 means of action under his control, Karanas, shall be transferred to his son. In the absence of a son, it shall be done to his disciple. In his absence, it shall be transferred into his Atman. He shall then meditate on Brahman as identical with his self, pronouncing the words Brahma Tau, the sacrifice thou. The Veda mother, the prop of Brahmanhood and embodiment of the essence of all learning, shall be consigned into the waters, reciting the 3 Viharitis and the 3 Viharitis into the letters AUM. He shall then ceremoniously sip water, keeping his attention on that, pull out the tuft muttering, the pranava, snap the sacred thread, discard the garment too on the ground or in the waters, become unclad, reciting the mantra Om Bhuva Swaha, Om Bhuva Swaha and Om Suha Swaha. Meditate on his own form, again recite mentally or in speech the pranava and the Vyaharitis separately and utter 3 times 3 the farewell words. I have renounced, I have renounced, I have renounced in gentle, middling and sharp tone, deeply engage in meditation on the pranava and raise his hand, saying, freedom from fear to all from me, Swaha. He shall then start for the north, thinking over the meaning of the great scriptural texts such as the Brahman, I am, that thou art, and proceed in the unclad state. This is renunciation. If one is not entitled to this, he shall recite first the prayer of the householder and then the text, freedom from fear of all beings, everything emanates from me, you are my friend and you guard me. You are the strength, you are the Vajra of Indra, which killed the Damanvrita. Be a blessing to me, prevent that which is a sin. Reciting this mantra, preceded by the pranava, he shall take up the emblematic bamboo staff and water pot and wear the waistband, loincloth and a discolored garment, then approach a good guru, bow to him and receive from the mouth of the guru the great scriptural text, that thou art, preceded by the pranava. Then he shall wear a tattered garment or a bark garment or a deer skin, avoid a landing place at a river side. Moving up and getting alms from a single house, he shall bathe during the 3 prescribed periods, listen to an exposition of the Vedanta and practice the pranava, be well established in the path of realization Brahman, merge his favorite desire in the Atman, become free of mindness and get established in the self. Give up passion, anger, greed, delusion, intoxication, rivalry, false pride, egotism, intolerance, arrogance, desires, hatred, gloating, impetuosity, meanness, possessed of wisdom and dispassion. He shall turn away from wealth and women, and possessing a pure mind, he shall ponder over the truths of all the Upanishads. God bestowing particular care, his celibacy, non-possession, universe enduring attitude and truthfulness. Conquer his senses and be free from affection externally and internally. Secure arms for sustaining the body, like a harmless cow from members of the four castes, expecting those who are cursed and fallen. Such a person is considered worthy of realizing Brahman. He shall view with equanimity at gain or loss, at all times eat food like a bee, using the hand as a vessel, not increase fat, become lean, feel that he is Brahman, approach a village, for he shall study in conduct, go about alone for 8 months, and shall not journey as two. When he has attained sufficient good sense, he may become a Kutichaka, or a Bahuddaka, or a Hamsa, or a Paramahamsa ascetic. Reciting the respective mantras, he shall discard in the waters his waistband, loin cloth, staff, and water vessel, and move about unclad. He shall stay 1 night in a village, 3 nights in a holy place, 5 nights in a town, and 7 nights in a place of pilgrimage. He shall be without a fixed abode. Be steady in mind, not resort to a fireplace. Be free from emotions, discard both rituals and non-rituals. Receive alms for sustaining life, alone with equanimity at its gain or loss, in the manner of a cow, has his water vessel in a watering place, and his residence in a solitary place, free from trouble. He shall not think of gain or loss, but be interested in rooting out both good and bad actions. Sleep always on the floor, discard shaving, give up the restriction of observing Chaturmasya, interest himself deeply in pure meditation, be averse to wealth, women, and city. Behave like an insane person, although perfectly sane. Possess no distinguishing emblems or distinct conduct. Have no dreams, as day and night are the same to him, and be attentive to the path of deep meditation on Brahma in the form of pranava, and investigating on the nature of the self. He who thus gives up his body by restoring to renunciation is the Paramahamsa mendicant monk. The god Brahma asked Narayana, Lord, what is Brahma Pranava? The Lord Narayana replied, the Brahma Pranava consists of 16 parts, and it is cognized in quadruples in the 4 states waking. In the waking state there are the 4 states: waking within waking, Jagrat. In the dreaming state the 4 states are waking within dreaming, Swapna Jagrat, in deep sleep. In the dreaming state the 4 states are waking within dreaming, Swapna Jagrat. In deep sleep there are 4 states waking within deep sleep, Sushupti Jagrat. In the 4th state, Turiya, there are the 4 states waking within the Turiya. In the waking state of distributive pervasion, there is quadruplicity of Vishwa, namely Vishwa, Taijasa, Vishwa Prajna, and Vishwa Turiya. In the dreaming state of distributive pervasion, there is quadruplicity of Taijasa, namely Taijasa Vishwa, Taijasa Prajna, and Taijasa Turiya. In the state of deep sleep of Prajna, there is quadruplicity, namely Prajna Vishwa, Prajna Taijasa, Prajna Prajna, and Prajna Turiya. In the 4th state, Turiya, there is the quadruplicity of the Turiya, namely Turiya Vishwa, Turiya Taijasa, Turiya Prajna, and Turiya Turiya. These in the due order make up the 16 parts. In the letter A of the Om there is Jagrat Vishwa. In the letter U, Jagrat Tejavasa. In the letter M, Jagrat Prajna. In the Ardhamatra of Om, Jagrat Turya. In the Bindu Swapna, Vishwa. In the Nada Swapna, Tejasa. In the Kala Swapna, Prajna. In the Kalalita Swapna, Turya. In the Shanti Susupta, Shaishva. In the Shantititya Sushupta, Tejasa. In Pashyayanti Turiya Prajna. In Paraturiya Turiya. The 4 parts of the Jagrat pertain to the letter A. The 4 parts of the Swapna pertain to the letter U. And the 4 parts of the Sushupti pertain to the letter M. The 4 parts of Turiya pertaining to the Ardhamatra. This is the Brahma Prajna. This is to be worshipped by the Paramahamsa, Turyatita and Adhatuta ascetics. By this Brahman is illumined. Liberation is in the disembodied state. Lord, how is one without the sacred thread and tuft a person who has discarded all activities? How is he solely devoted to absorption in Brahman? How is he a Brahmana? Though the god Brahma asked Narayana, Lord Vishnu then replied, O child, he who has knowledge of the non-dual Atman has the real sacred thread. That knowledge itself is the sacred thread. His deep absorption in the meditation is itself the tuft. This activity is the possession of the sanctifying ring of holy grass. He does all actions. He is the Brahmana. He is deeply absorbed in Brahma. He is the illumined being. He is the sage. He practices penance. He is the noblest. He is superior to all. Know that he is I. In this world, very rare is the mendicant monk who is a Paramahamsa. If there is one, he is ever pure. He alone is the Purusha in the Veda. He who is a great man, Mahapurusha, has his mind resting in me. I too remain in him alone. He is the ever satisfied. He is free from the effects cold and heat, happiness and misery, honor and dishonor. He puts up with insult and anger. He is devoid of the 6 human infirmities, hunger and thirst, sorrow and delusion, old age and death. And he is free from the 6 properties of the body, birth, existence, change, growth, decay and death. He is without the intervention, that is, he is not circumscribed by the state of elderliness or otherwise. Excepting the self, he sees nothing else. Unclad, clothed by the points of the compass, bowing to none, not uttering Swaha as he worships no gods, not uttering Swadha to appropriate the remains, without the need to send back gods as they have not been invoked, free from blame and praise, not restoring to mantras and rituals, not meditating on other gods than the Supreme God, refraining from aims and their absence, with all activities ceased, firmly established in consciousness consisting of existence, knowledge and bliss, being conscious of the one supreme bliss. He ever meditates on the Brahma Pranava to the effect that he is Brahma alone and thus fulfills himself. Such a one is Paramahamsa, mendicant monk. Thus the Upanishad ends. Om, O Devas, may we hear with our ears what is auspicious, may we see with our eyes what is auspicious, O ye worthy of worship. May we enjoy the term of life allotted by the Devas, praising them with our body and limbs study. May the glorious Indra blesses, may the all-knowing Sun blesses, may Garuda, the thunderbolt for evil, blesses. May Brihaspati grant us well-being. Om, let there be peace in me, let there be peace in my environment, let there be peace in the forces that act on me. Here ends the Paramahamsa Parivajaka Upanishad included in the Atharvana Veda.